Hi, and welcome back to this week's episode of All Around the World. I'm Jack, and we have a very interesting show lined up for you today. Coming up, we have two special guests in the studio who will talk about their travel experiences and living in Ireland. We also have two sections in today's show where our reporters Anastasia and Connor will talk about the refugee crisis. Here's a little preview of what's to come.
Hello, my name is Anastasia. I'll be talking with you about refugee crisis that is happening all around the world. Join me later for more information.
We also have a great competition in today's show, which we'll talk more about in just a few minutes. First up, we have Gilles Damiani from France, who is an Erasmus student in IT Tala, who is studying European studies. He will now share a story with us. Gilles, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Could I start by asking you, why did you decide to move to Ireland?
I decided to move to Ireland because I thought it was the obvious choice for me. I came here around 4 years ago the first time, tourism, and then I just fell in love with the island, so I just kept on coming back, and then I decided to move in here because I had the opportunity to travel and study abroad, so I chose Dublin.
And what would you say you've gained through coming to Ireland?
The language, I think. I got some expression, some pronunciation also, and an overview of Europe because I met a lot of Erasmus students, but also from all around the world, like Brazilians or Americans that come to Dublin for different reasons. And so you can have like an overview of the whole world, and also of the Irish culture and culturism society.
Is there many cultural differences between Ireland and France?
I would say no at first sight because we are all Europeans for starters, but even if we have some picks from the Americanization altogether, we seem to have the same way of living at first, but of course I noticed some differences. We don't eat at the same time, for example, or we have different cultures and culturism. Religion is also very different in each country. So I think that's what struck me the most in the culturism between France and Ireland.
And what would you say you like and dislike about Ireland?
I like music. I like music and the warmness of people. I like going to the streets and being able to have a conversation with a total stranger because you can't have that in France. What I dislike about Ireland, well, I would say, for starters, it's more expensive than France for some reasons, and also it's more, like, it's windier, so it gets freezy very, very easily, but except from that, everything's good.
Yeah, because the Irish people, or the Ireland is notorious for being really cold all around the year. What's the toughest thing about moving away from France?
Moving away was no problem, and I don't really miss my country except for food. I really miss French food because I think that I had some habits that I had to give up here, and yeah, I just want to enjoy cheese and crepes.
It's just potatoes over in Ireland, is it?
Not really, but no crepes, that's for sure.
How do the education system and tourism industries differ from each other?
Education. I think it's pretty different indeed. I know that in France, education is, well, for starters, higher education is free at some extent. You only have to pay some things, but yeah, it's pretty different because you don't focus on the same things, for example.
Thanks very much for coming on the show today, Gilda. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. We wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Now it's time to go over to our reporter, Anastasia, who will explain the background of the refugee crisis. Over to you, Anastasia.
Thank you, Jack. According to the Irish Times, the world is facing the biggest refugee crisis since the Second World War. In 2013, the global number of internally displaced people reached an unprecedented level. According to the UNHCR, there were 33.3 million IDPs at the end of 2013, the highest number ever recorded. Since the war broke out in 2011, Syria has moved from being the world's second largest refugee hosting country to being the second largest refugee producing country. Irish government is planning to take in around 4,000 people as a part of Europe-wide response to the migration crisis by the end of 2017. Irish citizens react to this refugee crisis in different ways. For example, according to Irish Examiner, half of people in Ireland believe taking refugees from Syria and elsewhere will increase Ireland's crime rate. An overwhelming majority, 88% of Irish citizens who took part in Newstalk Red Sea poll, also believe refugees should be guard-vetted. But most people, about 67% of Irish citizens, support the government's commitment to receive 4,000 refugees, but 1 in 3 believes the figure is too many. 1 in 5 believes Ireland should take in more. However, if assured by proper vetting, the majority of Irish citizens retain their legendary welcome for outsiders, showing a clear desire to help at least 4,000 refugees that have been granted asylum and are very open to accommodating them in their communities. That's it from me today. For more facts and updates, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at All Around the World. Back to you in the studio, Jack.
Thank you, Anastasia. Some very interesting facts there. Hopefully the world can pull together and sort out this crisis. It's now time to announce the competition. For your chance to win an amazing trip to 5 countries of your choice, all you have to do is text us on 0128864 or tweet us at All Around the World with the hashtag #TripAroundTheWorld and tell us what countries you would like to visit. For extra entries, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/allaroundtheworld and share our post about the competition. The winner will be announced on our Twitter page this time next week. Good luck, everyone. Joining us in the studio now is a guest from Germany who studies hospitality and tourism here in Ireland and who is very interested in Irish culture. Verena Witt, you're very welcome to the show.
Hi.
And could I begin by asking you, why did you decide to move to Ireland?
My best friend from Germany studied here in Ireland, and she made me kind of curious about the whole country. And all my friends visited Dublin before, and they were pretty impressed.
How long ago did you move to Ireland?
I moved to Ireland in September, and I finished my bachelor degree here at the end of May.
Has it been difficult to adapt to the Irish slang and vocabulary?
No, it wasn't that difficult because I'm learning English since the 2nd grade, and I also study English in Germany, so it wasn't that difficult for me.
What would you say are the major cultural differences between Germany and Ireland?
I think the people over here are more friendly. Germans are not that friendly, and the people are, they are having like this savoir-vivre. They know how to live here, and Germans they are punctual. You have to do things on time, and they are more strict with everything. And I like that here over in Ireland. They are more, friendly with everything, and it's easier to live here.
What would you say are the major differences in the tourism industries between the two countries?
I think people coming to Ireland because of the green tourism. They want to see the landscape. But they also want to see, of course, Dublin. But if tourists are going to Germany, they want to explore the cultures, and they want to explore the different countries. The different cities.
What would you feel that you've gained through moving to Ireland?
I think now I know how to live abroad. I think it's good to know how to get used to another culture and how to live in another country. And I met a lot of new people. That was pretty good.
What would you say is the toughest thing about living away from your home country?
I miss my friends from Germany, and I miss, of course, the German food.
Is there big differences in the food in Germany and Ireland?
Yeah, we have something like sauerkraut, and I think the Irish food is more like the American food. You eat a lot of burgers, you eat a lot of fries, and we are not used to that in Germany. We have more our German food like sauerkraut, for example.
Is there anything that you would change about Ireland?
No, I don't think so. It's good as it is.
What would you say is the thing you least like about Ireland, if there is anything?
Sorry?
What would you say is the thing you least like or that you dislike about Ireland?
I dislike about Ireland that I cannot answer that question at the moment.
Probably the weather, is it?
Yeah, probably the weather.
Anyway, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you very much again for coming on to the show and sharing your story with us. We wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's our reporter Connor will tell us how we can get involved in helping the refugees. Over to you, Connor.
Thank you, Jack. Hi, I'm Connor, and I'm here to inform you on how you can help refugees and the crisis that's ongoing today. I will share with you some simple tips in which you can help those in need, and I will talk about 2 organisations that have helped raise awareness for the ongoing refugee crisis in the world. There are many organisations helping with the welfare and support of Irish refugees. One of the leading groups working to assist refugees are the Irish Refugee Council. Situated in Dame Street, the Council's main focus is towards those that are in the asylum system and are applying to be recognised as refugees. They are Ireland's only non-governmental organisation specialising in working for refugees. This year, they are also celebrating their 21 years of promoting and enhancing the lives of refugees. You can get involved with the organisation in many ways, including donating, becoming an official member of the IRC, and simply following their Facebook page at facebook.com/Irish Refugee Co. MSF Medicine Sans Frontières is a refugee organisation which set up an office in Ireland in 2006. Irish professionals from medical and non-medical backgrounds have departed on more than 250 missions, providing refugees and internally displaced people with psychological care for life-saving nutrition. They've set up hospitals in refugee camps, helped women to give birth safely, vaccinated children to prevent epidemics, and provide access to safe drinking water. As well as recruiting volunteers for overseas missions, MSF works with Friends of MSF, which are student societies across third-level campuses nationwide. Their aim is to raise awareness, funds, and encourage students to consider working for organisations like MSF. If you would like your college, feel like your college is lacking a society like this, and you would like to set up your own Friends of MSF society in your college, find a brief outline of the steps you can follow to start on www.msf.ie/support. Or for any queries or advice, contact the Dublin office on 01660 333 7 or email office@dublinmsf.org. That's all from me. Back to the studio, Jack.
Thank you, Conor. Some great organisations there, and hopefully the audience members will find it in their hearts to help out. That's all for today's episode of All Around the World. Thank you once again to our guests. It was a pleasure having them on our show. And be sure to keep your eye out on our Facebook and Twitter page for some behind-the-scenes footage and some more information on how you can help the refugees. And also our competition is there that you must not forget to enter. Let us know what you enjoyed most about today's show. We would love to know. And coming up next week, we have a very special guest all the way from the Ukraine. He's going to talk about his experiences and opportunities he's gained through living here in Ireland. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.